Hey guys, Spencer back here with episode 2 of Power of 3. This is the series where we go on FUT14 and generate 3 random players from the Ultimate Team database, and then we put those players into a team, play a couple of games with the team, and then rate the players against each other and see which ones were good and which ones were duds. Okay guys, so the players we're working with this week are, first of all, the silver Brazilian centre-back, Bolivia, who looks not awful. He has good high defensive work rates, but the 50 pace does let him down, means he might be slow on the counter attack. But apart from that, he looks reasonably well rounded. Next up, we have the silver goalkeeper Ricardo from Academia in the Liga Portuguesa. He does have a silver inform and then a gold second inform, but I looked all over the Ultimate Team market and I could not find his informs or his second inform, so I had to settle for his basic silver card. Then the final player we are going with is Martinez from BSC Young Boys, the Venezuelan winger. His default bronze card is in the right wing position, but we decided to go with the left wing version, the left wing team of the season version, just to see how it goes. So let's look at the team we made with these players. Right guys, here's the formation we're going with the players already in, and now we're going to build the team around them. Alright, starting off in the centre back position, we are going to get the player to link up with Ricardo, who also plays in the Liga Portuguesa. Kalish, he plays for the same team as Ricardo, and he does have an international man on the match card, but he's going for like 60k, and I have a feeling that if I were to buy that I would not make my money back, so I decided just to go for the regular version and not bother with the team of the season. In the right back position we have another Academia player, who is João Diaz, a bronze right back with 70 pace. He looks absolutely awful, but what can I say, that's what we're going to have to go with to get the best out of this team. Not the best, get the best chemistry out of this team. And then the final Academia player, we've got Maquile, Brazilian central midfielder. He fits in there quite nicely, and he's to link up with the rest of the players. Now in the left back position guys, we can go for any Brazilian left back. We've gone with Felipe Luis from Atletico Madrid. You could go for Marcelo on either of their informs. You can go for Maxwell, and the reason you can go for any Brazilian is because of the central midfielder, who is Brazilian from the Liga do Brazil, meaning that you can have any Brazilian left back. And we've gone with Racine on the left side of the midfield, and in the middle we've gone for Wellington, the 83 pace centre mid, who I think is originally a centre defensive mid, but I've converted him to a centre mid. And that's the end of the Brazilian part of the team, and now we're moving on, and we want the Raffenschein or something. Where is it? Yeah, Reifenstein SL, the Swiss league. In our striker position we have Gernt, the Swedish striker from Young Boys, who gets the strong link with Martinez. Then in the right wing we have Zarate, the Argentinian, who also plays for Young Boys. And there's the team guys. It's a lot of strong link abuse, but I had to do it because this portion of the team gave me some trouble, so I had to use strong links on the rest of the team. So that's the team guys. Now let's move on to the clips. Right guys, with this team, let's start from back to front. First off, the goalkeeper. The first game, I think he let in one screamer, and I thought I was in for a bad time, but he turned out to be surprisingly solid, was confident in the area, came out well and controlled corners and stuff. And yeah, I don't think I got lobbed at all, so I'm not sure if his second inform or his first inform would be even better, but I was surprised. I thought it was surprisingly good. The defense, the right back, although he did lack pace, he did seem pretty agile, and both the centre backs, even though they were both lacking in pace, was solid, and Felipe Luis was just controlled the back line, and so many of my attacks came from him. His link-up play with Martinez was so good. The midfield, it was all pretty solid. I didn't really notice Maquile on the ball at all. He kind of just was around, but I didn't notice him. But the other two were solid, even though they were a bit short, so they couldn't really have much impact on well, they couldn't win headers or anything, which I did notice because I don't think I scored from any corners. And then the front three, the attack, it was amazing. The first few games, Zarat, he just came alive and just made the game his own. He was so good just to cut in with, as was Martinez. Martinez's pace, crossing, and his shot when cutting in was amazing. And then Gunt was just in the middle. He's quite tall. He was just in the middle to get on the end of any crosses. He even had a mean shot him as well. He's not slow. He has like 82 pace. So overall, I was really surprised with the general players team. I conceded as many goals as I expected I would, but I didn't think I'd be scoring as much as I did with this team, which I was pleasantly surprised with. And I'd probably recommend any of these players to you if you want to try them. And I would definitely try recommending. I would recommend trying the any informed versions or man of the match versions, because I'm sure that would only just be better. Well, that's my opinion on the team as a whole, guys. As you can see, the clips pretty much vouch what I said. Now let's move on to the individual rankings of the Power of 3. Right, going on to the ratings, guys, and starting off with Bolivar. He was decent. He wasn't awful, which is what I expected from centre back with 51 pace. His 79 heading didn't really do anything because I don't think he scored any of the corners, but he didn't feel overly slow and he didn't cause my defence to fuck up, which was alright. My problem I thought was going to be Ricardo, the silver goalkeeper. I thought maybe if I could get his second informed goal card, I would be alright, but I thought the silver card was going to let me down, but he was surprisingly good. He had one shaky bit, which was right at the start of the first game, and I thought I was in for a bad time, but then he held his ground and he didn't let any stupid shots in. Finally, Martinez. I was really impressed. I thought it was just going to be a case of he has pretty much 90 pace, I'm going to be running down the wing and crossing it, which I did a decent amount because that's just what you do in FIFA. But his skills were good, he felt good to play with, and his shots were pretty beast cutting in. I'm going to give him the star of this episode because the other two being the centre back and the goalkeeper, he was always going to win it as long as he wasn't awful. And he wasn't awful, he was good, so he's getting the star. That's it for this episode of Power 3, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, show it to a friend, pass it around, do whatever you want with it, and I'll see you next time for more.